In this video, I want to talk about clustering. So in particular, the TAEDES412 is about finding 2 units of competency and then seeing where there is duplications and then basically trying to cluster them to make it more efficient. That's what we like, because we don't want our students to suffer through the repetition, right? So what you want to be doing is select a unit, and then you really want to create an Excel file. So you're copy and pasting the performance evidence, you're copy and pasting the foundation skills, and then the performance evidence, and then the knowledge evidence, and then don't forget, which is very important, is the assessment conditions. You're doing the same thing on the other side with another unit of competency. If these 2 units are gigantic, you're in a lot of trouble. Why would you do that? So what I'm going to show you is how to cluster, what to cluster with, and it just sounded wrong, but what to cluster with to make it actually very beneficial, not only for you because you spend less time doing this, but not only that, you're actually getting to understand language literacy and numeracy on a deeper level, okay? So bear with me. What you want to be doing is thinking about a unit of competency which you're familiar with, which you're going to train and assess, and you can read it really well. And think about, well, what do my students normally struggle in? That could be to do with learning. It could be to do with reading itself. It could be writing skills. It could be oral communication, and it could be numeracy. If I was you, I would look at that unit of competency and, generally think like, what is the predominant skill that is required? Or what is the skill that my students or the cohort that I normally teach in struggle with? Okay, so, and that's how I'm really narrowing it down. And then I'll go to the foundation skills, units of competencies, and then I would dig deeper into that. And then I'll try to cluster that smaller unit with that bigger unit, okay, together. It won't be too onerous when we're doing this particular assessment, but it's not only that, it's the fact that you will be assisting and understanding what your students really require. If you have a look here, I've got on training.gov.au this unit of competency. It's called Prepare and Care for Floristry Stock. I'm going to be real with you. I don't know anything about floristry. I just know that flowers are beautiful and smell good too, most of the time. All right, so if we go down here, we will see that we have the application and then the performance criteria. So all of this needs to be clustered with another unit of competency to demonstrate you understand clustering, right? So if we have a look, it's quite a bit. All right, so you can read through it. You can see I prepare and monitor conditions and maintain food and temperature. There's a little bit of numeracy there. You can see apply maturation techniques. It might sound like something I'd need to read about and learn about, and identify and replace. So, product labels, that sounds like something that you'd need to read about. Check and adjust, that's something that you might learn about. And here we go, the foundation skills. So instead of going through all of that, what I could have done is simply just go to the foundation skills and have a look, because the reason why I had to read it, because not all units of competency actually tell you what the LLN skills are, all right? So that's the reason why I did it. But it's a beautiful thing if the training package developer actually just gave us the foundation skills. Yay for these guys. All right, so if I have a look here, I'll see that we need reading skills to interpret basic product instructions for cleaning and conditioning products, blah, blah, and then interpret SDS, and then writing skills to complete basic monitoring and maintenance records and reports on past antithesis, and et cetera, and then oral, make accurate verbal reports on spoiled stock. Numeracy skills, there's a little bit more here it seems, and basic calculations, et cetera. So there's 2 ways to go about this. One is you go, well, what's the predominant skills this learner who's studying this unit will require? And then you just say, for example, it's just numeracy, then we just zoom in on that and we think numeracy, that's what I'm going to look at. But another way to do this is actually to think, what does your cohort normally struggle a lot with. And it could be simply, say for example, writing. I don't know, right? So it's up to you, because you are the expert. You know your cohort more than anyone, and you know this unit more than me, right? Assuming that you're in floristry. So what I would do is go over the side, which is, I mean, you can Google this, but it's the Foundation Skills Training Package. And you will see that there are qualifications, units of competencies, anything to do with LRG is going to be about learning. NUM is about numeracy, and then you've got some other things such as writing, reading, and oral communications as well. So, you know, what you want to be doing here, say for argument's sake, we're going to focus on numeracy as the thing. Oh, this one here. And so you've got to read it. You go, okay, so it's very basic calculations, ratio to dilute fertilizers, cleaning, conditioning products, read basic numerical, sorry, I need reading skills, obviously, but numerical settings for cool room and refrigerator meters to monitor and adjust temperatures and humidity. So what you want to do is you come over to this FSK, Foundation Skills, and what you want to be looking at is one of these numeracy ones that's going to kind of line up. So you don't want the ones that's going to be too hard. You don't want it to be too easy. You want it sort of be the one that's going to, you know, kind of match up with what you actually require. So geometry or whatever, that's not going to be what we want here, okay, for this floristry unit of competency. So like stuff like this, it's totally not relevant, right? So maybe it's something like this, like use ratio, rates, proportions for complex workplace tasks. Do we think it's complex, this numeracy for this floristry unit? I don't think so, personally. So I might think about something like just use familiar routine, maybe calculations, something along those lines. So not too heavy, I guess, but it's not maps. So let's just say, for argument's sake, this is the one I would obviously, you know, talk to someone who is in floristry to know if this is actually going to work or not. And this is the reason why we consult. Consultation, very important. Okay, so let's say anywhere that's got some numeracy, for example, would this one be it? Right, or maintain temperatures, something along those lines there, then I would try to match that up with the other unit that I was talking about here. So one of the features of these FSK units is that they're not supposed to be standalone units of competencies. They're actually meant to improve and embedded into other units, vocational units, to improve the skills of those learners. So if you have a look specifically, you can see that this unit applies to individuals who use or are preparing to use numeracy skills to complete workplace activities. This includes existing workers and individuals preparing for employment through vocational education and training. This unit should be integrated and contextualized with vocational training to support the achievement of vocational competency. So there you go. I never lie to you, right? So you got to trust that by doing this, where you're clustering a vocational unit together with a foundation skills unit, it not only helps you complete this task 3 if you're studying with us more easily, but it becomes much more meaningful, and you understand like that these LLN skills can actually be learned. All right, so I always say this, just because someone doesn't know our language or the English language or can understand it doesn't mean that they're not intelligent. They just haven't learnt it before. So I hope this video has helped you in understanding clustering and the selection of units to cluster to help your learners that need extra support in LLN. If you have a question, please let me know. I'd love to make a video about it.